तो हेलो गाइस वेलकम। तो हेलो गाइस वेलकम टू our coaching. Now today we are going to start the chapter name is magnetism and matter. मैग्नेटिज्म क्या होता है देखो जानते हैं। देखो द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ एनी ऑब्जेक्ट बाय द वर्च्यू ऑफ विच इट अट्रैक्ट टू द पीस ऑफ आयरन और एनी स्टील इज कॉल्ड मैग्नेटिज्म। ओके, मतलब कोई ऐसा वर्च्यू या फिर ऐसा काल्पनिक प्रोसेस, मतलब फोर्स जो किसी भी मेटल या स्टील पर लगता है ना, उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में या सेम डायरेक्शन में उसको अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए उसे हम लोग मैग्नेटिज्म कहते हैं। मैग्नेटिज्म एक प्रॉपर्टी है मैग्नेट वाला जो कि मैग्नेट के अंदर क्रिएट होता है। मैग्नेटिज्म एक प्रॉपर्टी है, ठीक है रखता। अब मैग्नेट जो होता है नेचुरल मैग्नेट होता है, आर्टिफिशियल मैग्नेट होता है। देखो नेचुरल मैग्नेट इज अ ओर ऑफ आयरन Fe3O4 एंड विच अट्रैक्ट द स्मॉल piece of iron and cobalt nickel towards it. मैग्नेटिक और लोब स्टोन इज अ नेचुरल मैग्नेट। ओके, अब आता है आर्टिफिशियल मैग्नेट पे। द मैग्नेट विच इज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय द आर्टिफिशियल इज कॉल्ड आर्टिफिशियल मैग्नेट। एग्जाम्पल बार मैग्नेट, electromagnet, needle, horseshoe magnet, etc. According to the molecular theory, and every molecule of the magnetic substance, whether the magnetized or not, is complete magnets itself. The pole of the magnet are the two types and near but the within the end of the magnet at which entire magnetism can be assumed as to be concentrated. The pole always occur in pair and they are equal of strength. They are of equal strength and like poles repels and unlike poles attract. Properties of magnet. A freely suspended magnet always align with into the north south direction. Like magnetic poles repel and unlike magnetic poles attract. Magnetic poles exist in the pair. Magnetic field lines क्या होता है? Magnetic field lines is an imaginary curve and tangent to which at any point gives the direction of magnet field at b at point. Okay, magnetic field lines of a magnet from a closed continuous loop outside the body of magnet. The direction of the magnetic field lines are from north to south pole. Fourth, not not वो क्या लिख दिया ये नॉट वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस एंड देखो इसमें क्या बहुत सारे जोड़ दिया है, ठीक है ना। नॉट वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस एंड द स्कैन इंटरसेक्ट each other. Okay, intersect each other. Okay, ये पूरा लाइन को क्या जोड़ दिया है। दिस इज बिकॉज द पॉइंट एंड द फिंटर्स fin point and intersection when we draw two tangent, the the main the would mean to direction of the magnetic field at same point and at which is not possible, ठीक है ना। the larger number of मतलब field lines crossing per unit area, the stronger magnetic of the magnetic field B. the property of bar magnet देख लेते हैं। देखो द बार मैग्नेट हैज़ अ प्रॉपर्टी सिमिलर ऑफ एनी परमानेंट मैग्नेट एंड इट हैज़ अ नॉर्थ पोल एंड अ साउथ पोल at the two end. Even if you break a bar magnet from middle both and pieces, it will still north pole and south pole no matter how many pieces you break within. Okay, and the matter force and the magnetic force of its strongest at the pole. If this magnetic is suspended freely in the air with a thread, and it will not come to the rest until the poles are aligned in a straight in a north-south position. If two bar magnets are placed close to each other, their unlike poles will attract and unlike poles will repel to each other. A bar magnet attracts all the ferromagnetic materials and such as iron, nickel, cobalt. Uses of bar magnet क्या होता है? Bar magnet are used as a steer and laboratory for a magnetic experiment. They also find application in the medical procedure. Electromagnetic device as a telephone, radio, and television sets use magnets. Many industrial use bar magnet for the collection of the loop metal and also retaining the magnetism for the other magnet. ओके, अब है बार मैग्नेट और सॉलिड में क्या फ़र्क है, तो इसको आप लोग ध्यान में ही रख लो, ज़्यादा बेटर होगा। बार मैग्नेट और इसमें ज़्यादा कुछ इंटर तो होता नहीं है, हालांकि होता भी है तो फिर क्या ही मतलब पड़ता है, आपको तो ये पूरा ही पढ़ना है ना। इसको आप किसी दोस्त को शेयर कर दीजिए ताकि वो भी बाद में बहुत खुश हो जाए कि आपने भी उसे बहुत अच्छा से परेशान किया है, उसका अपने अच्छे दोस्त है। देखो जिस दोस्त को परेशान करोगे ना वही दोस्त बाद में काम आता है भाई साहब, ध्यान रखना। तो दोस्त को परेशान कर दो, कोशिश भेजो के पागल कर दो। अब स्टार्ट करते हैं आगे। टॉर्क ऑन अ मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल इन अ यूनिफॉर्म फील्ड। When a magnetic rod which can be taken as a magnetic dipole and is kept a uniform field and the north pole sends for a equal force equal to the multiplication of the magnetic field intensity, the pole strength in the magnetic field direction, non nonetheless the नॉर्थलेस होगा, ठीक है ना, नॉर्थ जो भी है नॉर्थलेस एंड द साउथ पोल सेंसेस अ फोर्स एंड इक्वल इन द मैग्नेटिक magnitude but the opposite in the direction, hence a torque exert on the magnetic dipole because of which magnetic starts to rotate। t जो है यहाँ पे जो t नहीं है इसको बोलते हैं टाउ, बोलते हैं टाउ बिकॉज द कपल इज, जहाँ पे टाउ जो है फोर्स एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट, फोर्स एंड परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस का मल्टीप्लिकेशन है, जब एफ इज इक्वल टू एन ए बी कहा गया है। वी नो डैट एफ इज इक्वल टू एम बी एंड साई इज इक्वल टू एम बी एंड टू आई का साइन थीटा। टी इज इक्वल टू एम बी साइन थीटा, इट कैन बी रिटन एज इन द वेक्टर फॉर्म एज साई एम बी, and we know the direction of psi perpendicular of the plane and the theta is equal to n 90 degree and the b is equal to 1, so finally we obtain from the equation t is equal to m। okay, अब हमारा आता है डाइपोल इन अ यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड एट इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक एनालॉग। If we compare the equation and derive the above the equation from of the electric dipole and in an electric field, we conclude that magnetic field due to the bar magnet at a point at a large distance is analogous to that of the electric dipole in an electric field. The correspondence and the relation can be stated as below: E is equal to B and P is equal to M and बोलते हैं इम्प्लाई, ठीक है ना, एंड 1/sin0 एंड इज इक्वल टू म्यू0 बाई 4 पाई, ठीक है। The value of the r and the and that r that the distance of the point of from the given magnet is very large as compared to the size of magnet by the I or r less than okay, then we can write as the equatorial and the field generated by a bar magnet as the b is b BE is equal to mu naught mu m by 4 pi r cube, ठीक है। Similarly, the axial field of the bar magnet in the same condition can be given as BA यानी mu naught 2 m by 4 pi r cube माइनस में। अब गॉस लॉ क्या कहता है? गॉस लॉ फॉर द मैग्नेटिज्म एंड देन द नेट मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स ऑफ एनी क्लोज सरफेस इज जीरो, BDS इज इक्वल टू जीरो। अर्थ मैग्नेटिज्म क्या कहता है? अर्थ मैग्नेटिज्म वाज एज्यूम्ड टू अराइज फ्रॉम अ लार्ज बार मैग्नेट प्लेस्ड इनसाइड द अर्थ along its axial or rotational and axis, but their argument against the theory is that interior of the earth is too hot to maintain any magnetism. The pattern of the earth's magnetic field varies with the position as well as the time. This is almost affected by the solar wind. Okay. Best solar wind, okay, or nothing more else. Magnetic field lines on the of the earth appear the same as the magnetic dipole located at the center of earth. The pole near the geographic north pole is called as a north magnetic pole, and the pole near the geographic south pole is called the south geographic pole. And the geographic medium क्या होता है? It is a vertical line passing through a geographical north to south. It contains the longitudinal circle and the axial rotation of the earth. Okay. The magnetic radiation क्या the magnetic meridian क्या होता है? It is a vertical plane passing through north south lines of the freely suspended magnet. Okay. component of earth's magnetic field. There are three components that are the responsible for the magnitude and as well as the direction of the magnetic fields: magnetic declination, magnetic inclination, or the angle of dip. Horizontal component of the earth's magnetic field: magnetic declination, the angle between the north and the true north is known as the magnetic declination, and the position of true in the horizontal plane is never mixed fixed and the constantly change with the time and location on the surface of the earth. Magnetic inclination क्या होता है? Magnetic inclination is also known as the angle of dip and angle. It is the angle made by the horizontal placed on the earth surface. Okay, earth surface. Okay, at the magnetic equator the angle of dip is 0 and at the magnetic poles angle of dip is 90 degree. उसके बाद हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट ऑफ अर्थ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. देयर आर टू कंपोनेंट एक्सप्लेन द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ अर्थ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड: हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड द वर्टिकल. ओके, बी इज इक्वल टू रूट बी आई बी एच हॉरिजॉन्टल स्क्वायर प्लस बी वर्टिकल का स्क्वायर. ओके, अंडर रूट मतलब रूट बी इज इक्वल टू रूट अंडर बी हॉरिजॉन्टल स्क्वायर प्लस बी वर्टिकल स्क्वायर. ओके, मैग्नेटिज्म एंड मैग्नेटिक इंटेंसिटी. मैग्नेटाइजेशन क्या होता है? Magnetization, termed as a magnetic polarization, is a vector quantity that measures the density of permanent or induced dipole moment in a given material. And the magnetization of a given sample material M can be defined as the net magnetic moment of that material per unit volume. M is equal to m naught by v. In the case of solenoid with the turns per unit length and the current passing through the given by the I, b naught is equal to mu naught ni. Now if we fill the interior with the solenoid with the material of non-zero magnetization, the field inside the solenoid must be greater than before. The net magnetic field B inside the solenoid and can be given as the B is equal to B naught per Bm. Bm is equal gives the free contribute by the core material and the Bm proportional to the magnetization of the material and M mathematically, and Bm is equal to mu naught M. Okay. Finally, here mu naught is the constant permeability of a vacuum, and let us as discuss another concept free here of material and S magnetic intensity. The magnetic intensity of other materials can be given as the M is equal H is equal to B by mu naught minus M. From this equation, we see that the total magnetic field can also be defined as the mu naught H plus M. Here the magnetic field due to the external factors such as the current in the solenoid is given as the H, and that due to the nature of the core and is given by the and the later quantity that is M and dependent on the external influence and given by the M is equal to XH, where X is equal as X is the magnetic susceptibility of the material and it measures response of a material to an external field. The magnetic susceptibility of material is small positive and the paramagnetic material is a small negative for the diamagnetic material, and B is equal to mu naught 1 plus X H and mu naught mu r H by is equal to mu H. Okay, here mu r is the term as the relative magnetic permeability of the material and which analogs of to the dielectric constant in the case of electrostatics, and we defined as the magnetic permeability as mu is equal to mu naught 1 plus x. Magnetic property of material. Curie and the Faraday observed that almost all the substances have certain magnetic property. On the basis magnetic behavior of the different material, they have divided into the three categories: diamagnetism, paramagnetism, and the ferromagnetism. Diamagnetism क्या होता है? The substance which have tendency to the move from one stronger to a part of external magnetic field is called a diamagnetic substance, and this phenomena is called diamagnetism. And this developed it in this developed this tendency because they are freely magnetism in a direction and the opposite to that of the external magnetization that field. Example: bismuth, copper, lead, silicon, nitrogen, water, and the sodium chloride. Property of diamagnetism: the magnetism lies especially expelled by the this substance. The magnet field inside the dimagnetic substance and B is the less than the this and free spaces B, B naught. Relative permittivity of dimagnetism is less than once and x m psi m is मतलब इसको काई बोलते हैं, काई एक्स जो भी बोलते हैं, एक्स एम इज नेगेटिव फॉर अ डायमैग्नेटिक मटेरियल. Magnetic susceptibility एक्स एम ऑफ डायमैग्नेटिक सब्सटेंस इज द इंडिपेंडेंट ऑन द टेम्परेचर. आप जानते हैं पैरामैग्नेटिज्म क्या होता है. The substance which get feebly and magnetized in the direction of the applied external magnetic field is called the paramagnetic. This phenomena is known as the paramagnetic. Okay, and therefore they have tendency to move the region of weak magnetic field to the strong magnetic field that they get weakly attract to the magnet. Example: aluminium, sodium, calcium, oxygen, copper, chloride. The properties of magnetism, paramagnetism क्या होता है. Magnetism field lines tends to pass through these substance and therefore the magnetic field lines the substance is more than outside. The field the magnetic field inside the paramagnetism substance B is greater than in the free space B naught, and B relative permeability of magnetic paramagnetism and substance is greater than 1. The magnetism susceptibility of paramagnetism is small and positive. Okay. अब उसके आता है फेरोमैग्नेटिक. द सब्सटेंस विच गेट स्ट्रांगली मैग्नेटाइज्ड एंड when placed in an external magnetic field is known as the ferromagnetic substance, and this phenomena is known as the ferromagnetic, and so they have a strong tendency to move from the region of the weak magnetic field to the strong magnetic field. They get strongly attract to the magnet, and example iron, cobalt, nickel, alloy, like alnico etc. Okay. Properties of ferromagnetism. The magnetic field lines tends to the crowd into the magnetic material, and the permeability of ferromagnetic material is a very large and order of the 100,000. Magnetic stability xm of the ferromagnetic substance is very high, therefore they can be magnetized easily and strongly. With the rise in temperature, the susceptibility of ferromagnetic material decreases as at a certain temperature. Ferromagnetic substance is converted into the paramagnetic substance, and the transition temperature is called Curie temperature of the Curie point Tc. Okay. Curie law क्या होता है. Okay. Curie law. What is Curie law? The magnetic susceptibility of a paramagnetic substance is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. T is equal to xm is directly proportional to 1 by T, or xm is equal to C by T. The constant C is the Curie constant. Okay. Curie constant, Curie law क्या करता है कि जो को ध्यान रखो. क्यूरी लॉ क्या कहता है, ये बात ध्यान रखना कि वो जो उसका जो सस्पेसिबिलिटी होता है ना, वो टाइम की इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है. अब आता है क्यूरी विल्स लॉ क्या होता है. द टेम्परेचर अबव द क्यूरीज टेम्परेचर एंड a ferromagnetic substance become a ordinary paramagnetic substance whose magnetic susceptibility obeys the Curie wire law, according to which xm is equal to C by T minus Tc. हिस्ट्रेसिस क्या होता है. Okay. When the intensity and the ferromagnetic substance is plotted against the intensity and the complete cycle of magnetism and diamagnetism loop is called hysteresis loop. Okay. When the intensity of magnetism and field at H is increased, the intensity of the magnetization increases because more and more dominants are aligned in the direction of the applied field. When all domain are aligned, the material is magnetically and saturated beyond this. If the intensity of magnetization field is increase and the intensity of the magnetization does not increase, the value of the intensity magnetization it left the material and at H is equal to 0. The called retentive and the remanence or the remanence. Okay. फाइंड में क्या कर रहा है. नाउ द इफ मैग्नेटाइजिंग फील्ड इज अप्लाइड इन द रिवर्स डायरेक्शन एंड इंटेंसिटी एच इज इंक्रीज्ड, the material start demagnetization and the value of magnetization field needed to the reduce magnetization is 0 is called the conductivity. Okay. ओसी कहते हैं उसको. As the results of magnetizing field is increased further, and the material again becomes saturated. Now if the magnetization field is reduced after the attaining and the reverse saturation, the cycle repeats itself. The area enclosed by the loop represent a loss of energy during the cycle of magnetization and the demagnetization. Okay, अब आता है परमानेंट मैग्नेट क्या होता है. The substance which at the room temperature retain the magnetization for a long period of time is called permanent magnet. The permanent magnet should have high retentivity and high coercivity, and as the material this case and it never put a cyclic change of magnetization. Hence the hysteresis is immaterial or viewpoint of fact, and the steel is more suitable for the construction permanent magnetic than the soft iron. The fact that the retentivity of the iron is little greater than that of the steel, and overwhelmed by the much smaller value of its conductivity. Electromagnet क्या होता है? Electromagnet is a temporary strong magnet, and it is just a solenoid. It's with winding a soft iron core and which has permeability and low retentivity. So guys, thanks for watching video till the end, and don't forget that you are a part of journey of needs. So don't forget about like, share and subscribe to a lots of people. Okay, जितना ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग को शेयर करें, लाइक करें, and bye bye and see you in next video.